Hello, Tina O here on night 15, 15 6. So that means 10 nights. We're on the 10-day countdown. 10-day countdown till Christmas, yes. And the 10-day countdown to my 51st birthday, 51st year. This is 25 nights to close 50. I'm Tina O. I'm a story coach, a story keeper, a listener, and I am popping in here to consciously close my 50th year. Last year, at around this time, I started something called 50 Nights. There was storytelling nights with me, and it was I shared 50 pieces of work that I had written. I had a whole body of work that I was sharing, and it felt like it was time to give it away and let you in to the pieces that kept me up at night, because that's what writing is for me. It's a place to unpack the things. It's a place to unpack the unpackable. Oh, wow. I just got an impulse to talk about something. Well, let's see. Okay. All right. So most of you know I turn the camera on and I don't really know where I'm going because I let the story kind of tell me where I'm going. And you've probably heard me say this, but I don't trust you and I don't trust me. The only thing I trust is the story, and my dance with it is to be with it, try not to get in front of it, which you just saw a little bit of. Try not to get behind it, which hasn't happened yet, but that does happen. And try not to be right on top of it either, but actually be with it, and to trust the impulses that come up. So one of the lessons I learned in this 50th year is the power of pausing. Now, you're probably like the way our brains work, right? Your brain is scanning all the different books you've read about that, or all the podcasts you've heard, or just all the different things where you're like, oh, I know where she's going. I know what she's talking about. Then you're not pausing. The power of the pause is actually not knowing. It's taking a moment to not know. And there's so many ways I can work with this for me. One of the pieces is the longer I do story work and listening work with people, and the more I stop trusting you and trusting me and trusting the story, I then hold each of us totally capable in every moment that we're in. So in a really awkward moment, like whether it's total frustration or just awkward because it's awkward. If I hold the pause, or if I let the pause hold me and hold you, it all gets handled. And it gets handled beautifully, like beautifully. But it's in the awkwardness of not acting, of not knowing, of not doing, of not pushing, of not making something happen, that it can be handled. And in that pause, the other part of it is I have to hold you totally capable in the awkwardness. Even if it's not you and me that are awkward, something else is awkward, something else is going on. I have to hold you totally capable to deal with that awkwardness and let that thing, whatever it is, unfold. I'm trying to think of a story for you. And I guess the only thing I can, and maybe this is the impulse. Okay. All right. So, wow, I'm just checking in. So about 2 years ago, I was in a really wobbly state. I had a number of pieces collapse that I didn't see coming. And if you've listened to like night 2, I think, you'll know that surprises can take me out. I had a couple of surprises back to back. One was career and one was more relational. And in that wobbly place, I went out on a really bad date that that I didn't see coming, that really shook me, and really could have and was a trigger for all kinds of other past experiences that I've healed my way through. And after that happened, the COVID hit. And thank God for that, because that pause, and I know this isn't my 50th year. That's happened in my 49th year, but it's not until my 50th year that I was able to look back at the power of that pause to be grateful, not for what happened, because I think that's bullshit myself. That whole grateful for really traumatizing things that happen. I get that we get to choose a perspective, and gratitude is a perspective. And if that helps us climb out, then I'm all for it. Anything that helps us get out of a hole is a good thing if it's not digging another hole. So I'm all for gratitude. But I'm not grateful for traumatic experiences. I'm not. But I'm grateful in my 50th year that I can look back at that pause and I can see that the pause that was totally imposed by COVID shut down everything. It shut down going to church. Plus, there were other things connected to that, but it shut down going to church. It shut down going to choir. It shut down the board that I was on. It shut down going into the city 3 times a week. It shut everything down. So all I could do was be in my pajamas and sit by the fire and figure out what I was going to do in this career of mine from home. My body had to pause. And in that pause and in future pauses, because of that pause, yes, I healed in that time. And that's not really what this is about. But I did heal in that time. I was alone, and there was nowhere for me to go. I have 3 children. My kids saw the darker places of my days, and I just said to them, "Listen, I'm having a hard day. I'm going to make dinner. All will be well, but I'm having a hard day." Or, "I'm having a hard day. I actually can't make dinner. I need you to handle that. And I promise I'll get up tomorrow." Right? So I even asked them to hold a pause for me. Now, my kids at that time were 19, 17, and 10. So I recognize I had a bit of a luxury there. If they were all 3 of them were 10 or 10, 8, 6, my pause would be a very different thing. And it would happen at different times. But make no mistake, the world absolutely gave me a pause where I could heal and take a moment to acknowledge where I am in my body right now, or then, where I am in my psyche right then, where I am in my spirit. Where am I? Self-locate where I am. That pause taught me to do that with other people. 50 has taught me that we all process differently. And I know we hear that and but if you actually pause long enough to allow your rhythm to shut up and notice somebody else's rhythm, that pause to notice somebody else's rhythm will actually nourish you. Because when you see somebody else in their own rhythm, you're like, oh my God, that's just their rhythm. That's just their rhythm. They talk really fast, or that's just their rhythm. They're actually thinking right now. My girlfriend Nicole always reminds me, and everyone that's around her, we all need time to land. So when you come home every day, she's like, come on, you got to land. Don't do anything. Land first. The power of the pause is landing, self-locating. And then once you self-locate, whatever's going on for you, so post that really traumatic non-date that I went on, I had to self-locate myself in there. I had to feel the fear. I had to feel the tears. I didn't have to, but in that pause, that's what happened. And that could happen. Power of a pause will also give you agency to ask for what you need. Because if you're flying so fast, you may not even recognize what you need. Remember the story I told you about the naturopath that said to me, your only job this week is to wear socks and a sweater because you never know when you're cold? I've been someone who is always like flown, going Mach 10 with my hair on fire. And there are times when I'm going Mach 10 with my hair on fire that are rocking. They are awesome moments, but I only know that they're awesome moments and like where I'm totally in flow and I'm all good and I'm totally integrated and I'm flying. I only know that because I now know the difference between pausing, landing, and going. The big word that kept coming up for me every time I went to Enso at Dory's retreat center, she has these beautiful white, what are they called? The white oracle cards, these angel cards. Oh my God, every time I would turn over the card that said rest. Like, are you kidding me? How many cards are in this deck anyway? Why all the time? Why this card? Because I needed to pause. I needed to self-locate. I needed to rest. I needed integration time. When I did, oh my God, through all of the pieces in there, some of the harder bits happened because I knew how to pause in them. Maybe I didn't know. Maybe the truth is I didn't know how to pause, but I know I had done it before. And so my body knew what to do, even if I didn't. I do now. Now I know. Even if I go away for the weekend, I don't work on the Monday because I need the integration day. I need the pause to self-locate where I am. Bad things happen to all of us. Good things happen to all of us. Bizarre things happen, mediocre things, awesome things, shitty things, like they all happen to all of us. All of us. No one's exempt from shitty. No one's exempt from joy either. And so this year taught me the pause to have all of those things, to self-locate where I am in them, so that the next step in front of me can actually reveal itself. Because I spent enough time listening, hearing, seeing, and knowing the very place that I am right now, so I can get to the next one. I'm Tina O from Tina O Life. This is night number 15. Thanks for listening. Wasn't sure that I was going to share that, and I didn't really share all of it, and that's okay. Because it's not about that. It's not about that. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow night. If you haven't watched Oh My God yet, you can click it down below. And if you want to come along with me for 50 nights, starting January 31st as I go to Ireland, please do. We'll see you tomorrow night, night 16.